Hey, Pastor Dave here, talking to you from my hotel room here in the DC metro area, waiting to get back home. Wanted to talk about Thanksgiving. You know, I think one of the killers of Thanksgiving for some people is this sense of entitlement. Like, I'm owed everything, right? The world owes me. Neighbor, you owe me. Family, you owe me. And even, hey, God, you owe me. But the truth of the matter is that we're not owed anything. And that's a Thanksgiving killer, not the day of Thanksgiving, but the spirit of Thanksgiving. Because if we really want to talk about what we're owed, well, then we can go to Romans chapter 1, because Paul will tell us what sinners are owed. He says in verse 18, "For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and all unrighteousness of men, who by their unrighteousness suppress the truth." So the wrath of God is revealed. That's what we're owed by a just God. And understand that the Lord's wrath is not um, just irritability. I like the way that J.I. Packer talks about it in his book, Knowing God. When he talks about the wrath of God, he says, yeah, it's not self-indulgent wrath. It's not irritability. It's not an ignoble thing. But this is what he writes. It is instead a right. It is instead a right and necessary reaction to objective moral evil. God is only angry where anger is called for. So, God, on the other hand, has not left us in that state of wrath, but he offers to you, he offers to all of us the grace that comes in Jesus Christ. That's why in the same chapter of Romans, the Apostle Paul will say, "For I am not ashamed of the gospel, for it is the power of God to salvation to everyone who believes, to the Jew first, and then to the Greek. For in it," that is the gospel, "the righteousness of God is revealed from faith to faith, as it is written, the righteous shall live by faith." Not ashamed of the gospel, for it is the power of God to salvation. That is the good news of Jesus, that Jesus himself is our salvation. So instead of giving us what we deserve, his righteous wrath, which is not an ignoble thing, but the right reaction of a good God to evil, he instead offers us his Son, who took our wrath upon himself, so that he gives us the grace of salvation. And that's not the only kind of grace he gives us, because he gives us this daily kind of providential care. Some people call it a kind of a common grace. The rain pouring down upon all people, crops flourishing across the world, whether a person believes in God or not. He gives us this highest of graces in Jesus Christ, and he gives us these daily providences. And we can't claim any of them as if God owed us that, because what he really owes us is his wrath. But what he gives us in his Son is his love. And that's reason enough for Thanksgiving this Thursday and every day of the year. Well, y'all have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and remember that Jesus does indeed love you.